Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am so ridiculously glad you're here today. I have somebody in my contact. By request, I'm going to try to use this JCat Dia and Noche Tri-Element 15 eyeshadow palette. JCat Beauty. It's the only one that I could get my hands on. I tried to order from Ulta and it seemed like they had another version and I just, for the life of me, could never get it. This one they still had. And I thought, you know what, these jewel tones are actually really beautiful. I'm gonna make sure I don't put my arm in makeup or anything on my little table here. But these jewel tones look like they're really beautiful, and I have heard repeatedly from other YouTubers that like this is the quality, this is the palette. For $8 or whatever it is that you can get this at Ulta, it certainly is economical, and I thought for that price, I do look like I've got some of the neutrals that I do have swatching on the back of my hand from another video. I do have some neutrals that are great for buffing out. And then I have a ton of, oh wow, that's really creamy. Whoa, look at that chrome looking shadow. Oh my gosh, I should have swatched a bunch of these just to see which direction I'm going. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, hold on. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here because I have to go with my husband. His band is playing a gig in the next, well, a couple towns over. It's like an hour and a half. I don't know why it said the next town over, but that's pretty too. So because of that, I had to put on some makeup and it's gonna be a little bit of a date night look for me, frankly, because the show starts at like 8 o'clock at night. And even though we're leaving here soon, A, I want my makeup to last all day, be curious if it does, and B, I'm gonna be more of, you know, that rock star wife thing. Wow, stunning, beautiful emerald color. Okay, I didn't mean to swatch all of these. I don't know if I will. Wow, that's pretty too. I didn't swatch this blue. I wouldn't normally be drawn towards that one, but it is pretty. So some of these shades are kind of similar. Frankly, it seems like, you know, these two are a little on the similar side. These two are a little on the similar side. I do like their version of mattes they give you because you've got like a burgundy, you've got a blue, which I think is really pretty with brown eyes, and then you've got these other, you know, neutral shades to kind of smoke things out. Let's play, right? I mean, let's just see. If not now. You know what? I do have maybe enough time that if I completely mess this up, wow, that lipstick that I swatched on the back of my hand is not coming off. Might have time to take it off if I screw it up. I'm not thinking so. I'm gonna trust the experts. That's not me. I'm gonna trust the experts, and they say this is a fantastic palette. I do have a little of the ABH eye primer on already. It goes on pretty opaque, but I buffed it out with a damp beauty blender, so it's there, but it's a little more sheer right now than it was earlier. And my hair's still clean, which is a nice change. It's growing. It's growing. I'm so happy that it's finally growing again. Okay, I'm gonna scooch in. Okay, I think that's close enough. I really want to try this one. It seemed like it was really beautiful, but a little on the sheer side. What does that look like on the lid? Subtle and pretty. With a brush, not bad. All right, I don't mind that. Let's, you know what, let's get the brush damp. We're gonna use a little Fix Plus on this and see what that does to this shade. So I just sprayed a little Fix Plus on it. Now I'm kind of swirling it in that same shade. Oh yeah, way more metallic-y. All right, you know what, this is a lighter shade. I really like it. Okay, I think that's what we're doing. I think we're doing this as our main focus, and then we'll use some of the other shades to kind of, you know, just try to give the eye a little dimension. All right, so you guys, when I'm filming this, there's a lot going on in the world. There always is, right? I don't know, it's not any different right now. The thing that's different is, you know, we came out of a, I don't know, I need to dampen this down again. We came out of a Middle Eastern conflict rather abruptly and ungracefully, and now our eyes are turned, at least when I'm filming this, our eyes are turned towards former Soviet Union territories that have since become independent over the years. And it's a little bit of a chess game right now, a little bit of a war game. Now, some of you may or may not know that I was in the military. I had gone in when I was still in high school. I had a very strong sense of, you know, defending my country and a strong sense of patriotism. One of my goals in life in my early 20s was that I was going to go into diplomacy. And at the time, I was speaking Russian in college. I have a love affair of Russian literature, Russian art. I'm not like in love with Russia so much as the history is very fascinating to me. Believe me, I'm not on Russia's side, if there is a side, but I can understand where they're going. I have a little bit of a different perspective. I think. But in speaking Russian and in have a love affair with the literature, Romanov, early Soviet literature, I guess, that was probably the era that most draws me. I think Chekhov. I started reading Chekhov again, and I'm enamored with the literacy. The literature is different. We've become this real instant gratification society, and you might read a book that is very eloquent, and you might skip over paragraphs to get to the meat of the story because we're so used to fast food, fast fashion, fast everything. Everything is, instant gratification. Anyway, I've recently picked up, I started with Chekhov. I couldn't dig into Tolstoy right away, but I started with Chekhov. I'll probably move backwards from Chekhov into Dostoevsky and Tolstoy, and then I might jump forward into Zamyatin, Bulgakov, Mendelssohn, Turgenev, some of the era. But anyway, in reading this, I'm in love. I'm in love with the beauty of words again. And I'm half tempted to sort of, I'm going to go in with this mat right here. I'm half tempted to read some of it to you. Not today, not in today's video. This is about the JCat, and here I am babbling about Russia, right? But I'm half tempted to read some of it to you. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Give me a thumbs up on this. I'll probably record some of it, just a little bit, and we'll see how the video does. If you guys watch it and like it and want more, I will read some of the classic if that interests you guys at all. Certainly saves you from having to purchase it. You don't have to get it on. Okay, so I'm using this color, this matte brown, to kind of soften up and give dimension. And I try not to get too shiny where I probably need Botox. I try not to get too shiny out here with the texture. And I think the shades are fine. I'll try to take a clean brush here and try to, yeah, I mean, I see that this is a palette that has some real beautiful usage. I think sometimes with these palettes, I want to see the mattes be bigger palettes because these shimmers are going to end up being an accent color, not necessarily, the full-on focal. I'm going to switch this brush here and go into this lighter bone shade right here. And just use that inner corner and here on the brow bone. Yeah, that's actually a nice bone shade. I don't normally say that. Anyway, so it's bringing back so much nostalgia for me. Feeling very nostalgic lately. I think part of it is because I was traveling last week and I spent a lot of time by myself. I drove for like between 11 and 12 hours in a couple days and didn't turn on the radio once. I was just like lost in my thoughts. That can be good and it can be bad. I don't mind my own company, so I guess that's a good thing. But I think it was weird because I spent so much time remembering history and remembering literature, remembering art, remembering music, Russian music. Then it got me thinking about where I was when I was where I was at that point in my life. It was just a lot of thoughts, a lot of my patriotism coming up. And when things took a turn and Russia was no longer the omnipotent threat, and we shifted our focus to the Middle East. I was still in the military during Desert Shield. I was activated for Desert Shield. When I was activated for Desert Storm, I was actually offered a full ride scholarship and everything else in the military. I was already planning on becoming an officer. I hurt my back, and it's ridiculous actually to even be thinking about this. It's so long ago, but I'm gonna take a little of this blue right here. I feel like I need a little blue. Anyway, I'm feeling very nostalgic in this right out here. I decided I wanted really that blue to kind of bring out, look how pretty that is with the brown eyes. So anyway, it was weird because I had this love affair with Russian language, and I really thought I was going to go into Russian interrogation. That was kind of my path. That was the direction I was going to, way before I kind of got into the whole diplomacy thought. I didn't feel like I was diplomatic. I'm still not too much of a tiptoe dancer. Anyway, I remember when everybody switched and started learning Farsi, and I was like, wow, what do I do with my Ruski Yazik at this point? Anyway, it was so long ago. So very long ago. All right, I'm taking a little bit more of that dark brown. I like that blue a lot because it's not like full on in your face blue. It's more like a gray blue. And I should go in. I didn't use this one. I might take a little bit of this. I can just gank the whole thing up right now. Right, okay, I like that. a lot. This is a great little palette. Why did it take me so long? I think I was concerned that the jewel tones were too much like other palettes that I have that I don't really reach for. And recently when I did my LA Girl all Holly Slay and Holly Days palette, I think this reminded me of the Holidays palette. And I was just like, I don't know that I need two that have these shimmery jewel tones that I might not reach for. You know, I'm gonna be that girl again with too much eyeshadow. I know how it is, but you get to be that age where you just don't care anymore. I mean, you care enough to like make an effort to get dolled up. You stop caring quite as much what other people think. I have always been far too concerned with other people's thoughts. That doesn't get you anywhere. I'm gonna take this shimmer right here on a little tiny brush and hit this, the majority of the center of that lid, that lower lash line. Pretty. Okay, you know what? I've heard people say that that J-Cat eyeshadows have become like their normal regular. I can see that, especially for the price point. This is good. I'm going to take a little bit more of that same shadow that I used initially, back it on a little bit more with my finger. I'm like layering and layering and layering eyeshadows, but it's working. I like it. Okay, I need to get some different, I need to get a wrap of mascara. Do I have a, ooh, I do have a black liquid, right? Is this green or is this black? I have a black liquid. We're gonna try it. I was feeling sort of antiquated and outdated for the last 20 years because more than that now, gosh, 20 years in Afghanistan, another, I must not call it 10 before that, a long time, since 91, and it's now 2022. Oh my God, is that 30 years? 31 years? Anyway, is that right? Is my math right? Totally aged myself. But I was feeling, for the last 30 years, I was feeling like, wow, I learned this skill and I had this keen interest in something that mattered not. And I'm so keen. I kept all my Russian language books. I'm so keen to pick it up again. I'm so interested in the Russian literature right now again. So I started with Anton Chekhov, The Steppe. If I do read it on camera, I'm not going to read it in Russian. I'll read it in English. Now it's like as I'm thinking back on how different my life could have been had I not taken the path that I did. Don't get me wrong. I like where I'm at now. Don't read that into it. I absolutely am thrilled that my life is the way it is. My husband I actually met during this time of my life. Maybe a little after. Having your husband be a rock band is if you look like you've slept in your eyeliner, that just kind of goes along with it. Okay, that eyeshadow is really pretty. Yeah. Okay, we need mascara. This is going to be a little bit of an odd choice. I'm going to use this Joa mascara. I recently used it in another video for the first time and actually didn't mind it, but let's do a little curling. I don't think I got all of the old mascara off. That's not going to bode well, but let's just see. Let's see if this doesn't build up a little bit. So I purchased a bunch of Joa stuff. I did another video for it. I won't be able to link it because I don't know which order this is going in, but I was pleasantly surprised. Mascara, and there's like an illuminizing stick in there that I really liked. This eyeshadow though, so much better than I tried. I don't know, you know, maybe my opinion was altered just because I have heard so many good things about it. Maybe I came in expecting it to be fantastic and therefore I'm not finding fault with it. I like the way the eyeshadow looks. Kind of goes with my mood. I find myself just lost in thought and thinking about being in libraries and in academia, conversations on history, conversations on literature. I can't remember when the last time I had a conversation. Like, I'm not talking about a book you read. I'm not saying, oh yeah, read Jane Smiley's 1,000 Acres, it's a great book. I'm actually talking about beautifully written literature where they take, you know, a couple pages to describe the landscape that brings you there. I think part of when I got out of literature, true literature, novels, when I got away from that, I think was about the time that I was writing more short stories. And one of the things with writing short stories, I got like a clump here. When I was writing short stories, it's economy of words. You really have to shorten. You can't get off on a tangent. You only have so much space. And so when you only have so much space, you have to pick the right word. You can't have a big conversation. Makeup looks pretty good. Yeah, okay. Since it's still early and I have all day to go, we're gonna use some MAC Fix Plus. I should have put on powder first. All right, you guys. Don't know if you have been at all interested in the J-Cat eyeshadow. I'm gonna keep playing with this because I think there's some beautiful combinations. I love the 3 mattes that they give you. To me, those were perfect tones. This teal blue, if you've got brown eyes, this is fantastic. If you've got blue eyes, you've got a burgundy in here. I think it's really pretty. This kind of grungy green, gold green. Ugh, wow, that's like the perfect OD grungy green for me. Now, of course, I've already messed up the palette a little bit. It's not as clean. That's okay. This emerald green, gorgeous. I can see, it's kind of the quad I did. I kind of did this quad right here, but then I also threw in these two. The purple's pretty. That's kind of raspberry color. Imagine that with this. Yeah, I see a lot of pairs. I think for $8 or whatever this runs for, get your hands on it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't think it's a complete waste. Not at all. I'm excited to have it. I'm glad to have it. This actually, you know, makes it convenient for me to want to travel with it. Not like travel for work, but well, maybe I could travel for work, but for traveling for fun, yeah, this gives me some pretty combinations, I think. That's what we're going with today. I hope you guys are doing well and you guys tolerated my babbling about a little ride in the Wayback Machine. I don't know what's going to happen. We never do, right? But if you guys are all interested in me reading some Chekhov, let me know. We'll start there. If you've got another Russian author, I mean, I've got a pretty big collection of old Russian classics. So if there's something that appeals to you, or maybe Edgar Allan Poe. I like Poe too. It's not Russian or anything along those lines. But anyway, point is that if there's something that you think you might enjoy me reading, I'll curl up on the couch and read a little bit. Maybe it'll put you to sleep. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. And yeah, stick around. And my content is not always quite like this. I don't know if this is going to be a long or short video. I think I did most of my makeup beforehand, but then I got distracted by my reminiscing. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing really well. And this is a great little palette. I'll give it a thumbs up. Until my next video. Bye for now.